Namaste. My name is Sudha Mohan from the Department of Housekeeping, Apollo Hospital, Chennai. Today I am going to talk on biomedical waste management and the impact on patient safety. Before going to the topic, first we should know the definition of what is biomedical waste. According to the definition, biomedical waste is the waste which is generated during treatment, diagnosis or immunization of human beings. The system which is followed in the hospital is in coordination with Biomedical Waste Handling Rules 1998, notified under the Environmental Act 1986. The main purpose of the biomedical waste is to handle the entire biomedical waste which is generated in the hospital as per the norms and to prevent cross-contamination, which is a main source of cross-infection in the hospital. So the various categories which comes under the biomedical waste are collection, storage, segregation of the biomedical waste. So if you go step by step process, the first step is segregation of the biomedical waste at the source. It is done by the doctors, nurses and the paramedical staff. The role of housekeeping here is to provide different color coded dustbins as per the norms for the doctors and nurses to segregate the biomedical waste safely. Then from there, the biomedical waste which is being segregated at the source is collected by a separate team of housekeeping staff who has been identified for collecting the biomedical waste from the source, transporting safely to the common collection area. From the common collection area, the biomedical waste is weighed and being handed over to a common facilitator. The common facilitator who has been identified for handling biomedical waste of Apollo Hospital is Biomedical. He is a common vendor who has been identified under the Indian Medical Association. So he is a common vendor who picks up the biomedical waste which is being segregated and stored at the common collection area once a day, and it is being transported to Tenmalapakam where the Biomedical facility, treatment facility is being laid out. It is 45 kilometers from the city. There we have different plans for treating the biomedical waste. Before going to the treatment, we would like to know what are the different types of waste which is being generated inside the hospital, and the biomedical waste which is generated in the hospital is in norms with the norms laid by the Pollution Control Board. So what are the different types of waste we have generating are the infectious waste, which is the color which is being identified for the infectious waste is yellow. The mode of treatment for the infectious waste is incineration and the ashes goes for deep burial. Next come the clinical waste. The mode of treatment for clinical waste is autoclaving, shredding, and the shredded waste is going for a recycler identified by the Pollution Control Board. Next is the bottle waste, broken and unbroken bottle waste, which goes for autoclaving, and after autoclaving it goes for the deep burial in the cement pits. Next comes the shop waste. The shop waste also is being autoclaved and it goes for the cement pits for treatment. There may be a risk of cross-contamination which occurs in the hospital. One more thing what we have to keep up in mind is a set of trained manpower who has been vaccinated to be identified for handling the biomedical waste. And we have to keep a proper layout, the way of transporting the biomedical waste, where we should not transport the biomedical waste through the common lift. The waste has to be transported only through the service lift because there may be chances of cross-contamination which happens to the patient who have been transported by the lift. The group of people who has been identified for handling the biomedical waste should not be utilized for any other process of housekeeping activities like cleaning or transporting of patients because they have been associated with handling the biomedical waste. These people are identified with a different set of uniforms so that there will be no chance of risk of utilizing these manpower for the other housekeeping activities.